How y'all doing? CJ Moto here with my EB 48.4, and I just got an exciting new video series that I'm going to be bringing to y'all fresh off the presses. I'm going to try to make one video every day or two, and it's going to be talking about maintenance and tips and tricks for an 8-scale electric buggy, and a lot of this will transfer over to 10 scale, and it will transfer over to nitro as well. We're going to talk about tires, differentials, gearing, chargers, batteries, all kinds of fun stuff. So please tune in and please subscribe to my channel if you learned something. I do appreciate it. I hope y'all having a wonderful
Good
RC
morning,
day.
YouTube. Good morning, RC fanatics. So this morning I'm gonna bring to you guys. It's let's see, it's May 22nd. It's a Wednesday. It's about 5 a.m. and I want to talk tires real quick. So let's talk about some tires. These are all AKA tires. Those are my tires of choice. These are actually all pre-mounts, and I think that it is pretty important to go ahead and let you guys know that the AKA pre-mounts, they last. I mean, these tires, they do not come unglued. Between all these sets, I don't have any tires that have given me any issues. The only thing you do want to do is balance them when you get them. And so I'll go over that real quick. Let me grab my balancer here. Basically, you just spin this nut off. This is like a hand balancer, and all you're going to do to balance a tire is just, it's really simple. You put this nut back on the tire till it lines up. You crank it down nice and tight, and it has a bearing in the back side here and in the front side, and you don't even really have to spin it. You just let it go. You could do it a little spin, but it's going to have a heavy side, okay? And wherever that side, see it going back and forth, it's going to eventually stop. You can even slow it down and let it stop a little quicker where it needs to. So there it stopped. So what you're going to do is, that's your heavy part of the tire. You're going to get some tire balancing putty, and you're just going to go to the inside edge up here and stick a little bit of putty in that inside edge. Just a small amount, and then you spin it again. And then you wait to see where it lands, and you just basically keep doing that. You can actually see, I don't know if you can tell, but this tire wobbles. There's like a wobble to that. So when you get a tire that's perfectly balanced, you won't have that wobble anymore. And on 8-scale buggies, I don't feel like it's 100% necessary to do it, but it definitely helps, and it definitely makes your drivetrain spin more free. It'll help your electronics run cooler and all that stuff. So if you have the time and energy and you want to put in that amount of effort to balance your tires, please do so, because it definitely does pay off. Okay, so what else? Let's talk about tread patterns. You've got many different tread patterns on RC vehicles, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the different tread patterns. So I'm going to move the camera, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each pattern. So let's take a look. First thing I want to cover here before we get into the different tread compounds is I want to get into, you can mark your tires. I'm not real good. These dots end up wearing off, and I'm bad about remembering what they are anyhow. So I go ahead, and when I get a new set of tires, I try my best to put a Sharpie marker on the inside, and those you can see where I marked it there to get the compound. So this is a super soft long wear tire. And then here we have another super soft long wear tire. And that one I didn't mark. Okay, so this is a super soft non-long wear compound. You can see I have balancing putty in that one, so that set is balanced. But you basically, with AKA tires, you've got soft, super soft, soft long wear, super soft long wear, and then you also have the non-long wear tread patterns. I have talked to AKA, and they have explained to me that most people are running the long wear, and I like doing that because it will make your tires last longer. It's just a more resilient rubber compound, and it's really good for nitro as well with those long A mains. So that's compounds. If you want to go on raceaka.com, they have a chart that explains to you compounds and when to use what compound. It basically, for the most part, it does have to do with the track conditions and the track surface, but it also has to do with temperature more than anything. So in a more hot climate, you're going to want to run a less soft compound, so a harder compound in hotter conditions. And then on cooler days or up in the northern states when it's cooler out, Canada, stuff like that, you're gonna want to run a more of a super soft compound. So that's good information to know. So here we have a double down tire, and some of these aren't that clean, I apologize, but that's a double down tread pattern. And that's good for your tracks that are typically moist or don't have as much loam or loose dirt on top of them, just a more polished surface, okay? And then you've got a P1 right here, and this can bite in a little bit more. This would be used for if there's a little more dust on top. These are just generalizations. There's multiple uses for all of these, but this is a great tire. This is the P1. And then you've got a tire here that's used for like more of a clay or a really polished surface, and it's called an AKA chain link. So that's your chain link right there, okay? You've got your gridiron. Gridiron's kind of in the same category as the P1, but even more aggressive. This is the gridiron 2. They used to have a gridiron 1, but mostly it's just the 2 available now. These are a great tire. These are a go-to tire. They're very good for many different track conditions. So if you're not quite sure and you're just getting into it, get a gridiron, or you can even get an impact. Let me see. I have an impact here, but it's quite worn down. That's a tread pattern on impact, but it's normally much more pronounced and higher up and things like that. You have the AKA Zips. This is one of my personal favorite tires. This is great for a little bit of dust. This is great for a track that's just been watered. It works on multiple different surfaces, and you can also combine the double down and the zip down, and you can actually run this zip down in the front and the double down in the rear, and it gives you a really nice feel to your buggy. So you can combine tires. You don't want to run around just doing it willy-nilly, but well, you can if you want to. Just try things out. But the zip downs work great. Once again, that zips in the front, double downs in the rear. It allows the rear end to move around a little bit. At least that's what it feels like to me, and that's nice, especially on an EB 48.4. But and then the front end stays real locked. And there's another set of gridirons. So that's not every set of AKA tires by any means. There's many more available. But once again, if you're just getting started, get yourself a set of impacts. Get yourself a set of gridiron 2s, a set of double downs, and should be good to go. If you're running on more clay surface or indoors, then get yourself a set of chain links or a set of handlebars. So once again, go to raceaka.com. They've got some awesome stuff going on there. Let me explain a little more about that. Let me set this camera up again. Okay, so we've talked tires. We've got a little bit more knowledge maybe now about tires. I talked about balancing tires. Once again, go to raceaka.com if you want a good place to go. It'll give you a tire selection guide. It'll tell you what each tread pattern does on a different track condition. They even have a list of tracks that you can go to. It's a database, and you can try to pull up your local track, and it'll give you recommendations for that track if you're unsure. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to call them. They're awesome people, and they will sit there and explain to you everything you want to know about tires, I promise. If you want to tell them CJ Moto sent you, great. Maybe they can give you a discount. Don't hesitate to get their pre-mounts if you don't feel like... I'm going to be making a video in the future about gluing tires. We're going to learn that together. I've done it before, but I'm just now getting back into it. But all these tires I bought pre-mount. So I bought them just like this. So they have the good red foams in them. They've got the tire and the rim, and everything's expertly glued on, and they do not come unglued. They will, I promise you, they will hold up for you. And if they don't, AKA will make it right with you, I'm sure. Anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this video about 8-scale buggy tires. It is probably 70% of setup, maybe more, is tire selection. It's huge. So don't hesitate to learn as much as you can about tires. Oh heck, here's one more tread pattern. This is one I haven't really got to run much, but I'm waiting for the right conditions. This is called the catapult. So that's your catapult right there. But yeah, anyhow, have fun with tire selection. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be bringing you more great content very soon. CJ Moto out.